Okay, we're going to change the gear lube on this 2021 Vmax SHO. It's not the new model with the improved charging, but it was bought in 2021 for a 200 horsepower Vmax SHO. The front intake, which hopefully it adjusts here, has a screw down in there. It takes a 4mm hex in there to remove this plate. It's not on there didn't take me much at all to loosen that. So we're talking less than 3 foot-pounds there. Undo that cover, and you can see the other side fell out there, and then you'll find on the starboard side the drain port. Okay. I like to keep a magnet there too, kind of as it's draining, just to see what kind of impurities on this first gear lube change I might have. On the nut itself, it creates some magnetism, and you can see some slight fragments there. Take a look at that in a minute. So I'm on my last few drips here. I'm still got the magnet held up. The trim buttons on the side of motor. I don't know if you know that, but you can trim your motor right there with that button right here. I'm sure you all know that by now. But I'm just catching the last that got a little more flow out of it, so I'm gonna let this go a little bit. I'll be back to you. Oh, another thing I'd like to say is when I first got this engine, one thing to note, Yamaha will not lube your lower unit bolts. So I get lithium grease and I grease everything. This was a one-time deal, and that grease has stayed on there for 20 hours. I took all the bolts out, greased them, greased the tops of them. I tell you what, it's gonna pay in the long run when you gotta change your impeller and so forth. Just grease them, because I've known people. I get a nice clean part of my, see, I got some blackage there, so that's, but I don't see any oil really, or slivers of metal. Just check your plug, and you'll see there, I don't know if I can get this white background, you got some caked up deposit on that. There are a few little, some of the filters that you need for this 200 or 225 VF SHO. Okay, now what you got is you buy this little pump gadget, and this little end's going to screw down in there and then screw on the end of this tip, and I'll show you that in a minute. But you just screw that, thread that right in there. That's where you're going to pump your gear oil back. Alright, so now we're all hooked up. We got our Yamaha lube, 80-90 weight SAE gear case lube, and we're going to start pumping it up in there till it comes out the top. It may take more than a quart since I drained it out pretty. Okay, so I emptied out the first one. Don't have to worry. It won't run back out real fast, I hope. No, you just undo it, move it to the next jug, and we'll start pumping. Okay, still pumping. There it comes. You know, get some of the oil out, the air. That's good. Alright, that'll be it. Now what we'll do is we'll put the top plug in, we'll give it a little pump, and then it will be easier to do the bottom screw. Oh my, that almost went in there. That would have been bad. And screw this in tight, or at least snug for now. Again, we have the straw effect, so now that'll give me time to put that lower screw on. Sorry. As you see, hardly no oil came out of that. Have some paper towels there, so it's not. Alright, so that's it. It's all filled up with oil now, and your hands are nice and oiled. Foot-pounds. This one's loose, so that's fine. This one's about the same. Yeah. So they're good and tight now. Double check. Yeah. Now you just want to wipe off your oil. We want our 4mm Allen wrench. These Vmaxes are nice because they got this shallow input to because I like to go to places here in the Keys where it's shallow. Anyway, we'll screw that up. Tump kit package. It's made by Track. That way I don't have any messy to handle, and it stores it nicely. And that's it for the gear lube change. Hope this helped. Thanks. Bye. Okay, now we'll do the Yamaha Vmax SHO 200 4-stroke. This is 2021, but it's the old model. You want to unlatch that latch there in the front, right here, and one on the other side. We'll do that real quick and loosen the seal. And she should pop right up. Be careful not to scratch it. Put it anywhere. And I just set it down on the lawn. Once that's off, you're going to want to take this long round bolt off first, and then this one, this one, this one. There's one in the back, and two here and here, here and here. Okay. Okay, so now we're taking the bolts out here. We had the one long one, and I'll put them in order of where they go. That just makes it easier for me to show and put them back in. I don't have to think about it. These are two long ones on the bottom, two shorter one. This one's shorter. And up here, I might have missed one up there. That's the short one. I think we might have to take this one off too. Yeah, that's part of plastic. So, oh, that's hard. That one had some foot-pounds or corrosion, one or two. So some of these top ones seem to be. Another short one, and this rear one right there, a short one, and two up inside here. This one and this one. Okay. Okay, once you take all those bolts off, this should just slide right off. And you set that down out of the way. And there's your drain hose for your oil. I believe it's a 14 millimeter. Yep. So that's where we'll drain. We'll get a plate and again into the oil pan and we'll drain the oil. So I tilted the engine about 45 degrees and a little more. That's to get the oil to the front. I loosen this so the air will let the oil flow out. And I loosen the fill cap up there. So again, this will come out in a big messy flow. So have your funnel ready to direct it to your oil pan. Okay, I'm gonna let the fun begin. Not the way it was supposed to go. Not at all. Maybe too heavy. As you can see, not an easy task. That part. Holy crap. This is gonna be mad. Wow. Oil everywhere. All right. What can you do? Shouldn't wear a good shirt. So I took my old oil filter off, put the new one on. I'm gonna wipe some of this oil up. But no matter what, you're gonna get some oil some places. Not a big deal. Okay, I lubed up the ring with some oil. Everyone I think knows that. Make sure you don't cross thread it. Make sure it gets on there nice and good. I'm an oily mess, so I gotta clean up the oil cap. Then we're going to put the, they say 6.7 to 7.1 ounces of, or quarts of oil, and check the oil. After we run it, check the level, and that'll be it. That's about it. Put your plug back in, tighten it. That's all there is to it.